Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Cypher Circus. My name is Megan, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a crockpot pork chop recipe that I found online. I'll link the recipe below. We've never had this before, but it looks good and it's quite simple to make. So let's get started. I was actually filming this on my camera, but it died, so now I'm going to switch over to my phone and show you guys what we have going on. So the first step is I added a one cup of the beef broth into the crock pot. Next, I added an entire packet of pork gravy into the crock pot. Then I added pepper, salt, and some hot sauce. I've got the crock pot set to low, or excuse me, I've got mine on high. I'm gonna do this recipe 3 to 4 hours on high instead of 6 to 8 on low, just for time purposes. So we have everything in the crock pot. And now I'm going to continue on and add in the minced onion, garlic, as well as some heavy cream. And I will show you guys that in just a second. Okay, glad I checked the recipe because the cream actually gets added at the end. So for right now, all I need to do are these two items right here, and then we will get the pork in and let it cook for 3 to 4 hours on high. The recipe calls for half a teaspoon of onion powder, but I'm going to do minced onions from Penzeys because I really like those. And then it does call for like garlic powder, but I'm going to do cloves of garlic instead just because I know my husband would prefer that. Now that I've added in the garlic, I'm going to stir everything up, and then I'm going to submerge the pork chops, and I will check on them a few times in the next 3 to 4 hours while they are cooking on high. I did turn my crock pot on while I was starting to gather all of my ingredients and pour them in, just so that it would have some time to heat up, just because mine is a few years old and I've noticed it's starting to take a little bit longer to get warm. And so, like I said, I turned it on as I was prepping everything so that it would be nice and warm. It's not going to be hot, but it'll be warm at least when the pork chops are being added in. Fit the pork chops in as best you can, and then I just try to get as much of the sauce on top of them before I put the lid on. They went in at 2:40 in the afternoon. They'll be done around 5:40. This is when they were almost done cooking. This was around 5 o'clock. You can see they're looking good. I didn't want to open the lid. I didn't want to let too much heat out. Now I am mixing 2 tablespoons of the cornstarch with 2 tablespoons of water so that we can work on the sauce. I'm just mixing it up, and then you'll see in a second I have a very special helper. My 2-year-old reached over and started helping me stir it. He loves to cook. So then we strained the sauce, and here we're just scooping out some of the excess fat. Special helper is still stirring here. He took that job very seriously, and I appreciated his help. And then here we've got the pork chops just resting on a cutting board. Now I'm measuring out the heavy whipping cream that I luckily didn't add in incorrectly earlier. So this is a 1/3 cup of that. Next, we added all of the liquids back into the crock pot so we could start to work on thickening up the sauce. Lastly, we just added some more salt, pepper to the sauce, and then we added some fresh thyme and let it thicken up.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you